Welcome to my series of creepy urban legends from across the US. I hope you enjoy.
Creepy urban legends from across the US, Massachusetts. We're talking about the spirits of Hoosac Tunnel. In the 24-year-long construction of Hoosac Tunnel in the western Massachusetts, approximately 200 men died. Death was so associated with the tunnel that it was actually nicknamed the Bloody Pit. After a particularly gruesome explosion in either 1867 or 1868, 13 miners were trapped inside the tunnel. The other workers assumed that the miners had died, but eventually it was discovered the miners had lived, built a raft to combat the flooding, but eventually died due to poisonous gas inhalation. It's said that these 13 miners haunted the tunnel for years, moaning and briefly appearing as ghosts. If you would be urban legends from across the US, Michigan. One of the most popular urban legends in Michigan involves a tall, dog-like creature with piercing eyes and a screaming howl. Neither a werewolf or Bigfoot. Instead, you'll find a dogman roaming the northern woods of the Lower Peninsula. One man recalled an incident with the beast from 1938, when he was approached by a pack of dogs. Several scattered when he fired his rifle into the air, but one simply stood up tall and glared at him before sprinting away. The first reports of Dogman date back to 1887, when two lumberjacks saw a creature with a man's body and a dog's head, but there are also similar reports from French fur traders dating as far back as the 1800s. Creepy urban legends from across the US, Minnesota. We're talking about the Kensington Runestone. In 1898, a Swedish-American farmer found a gigantic slab of rock on his farm that had symbols that appeared to be Norse, and since then no one has figured out where it came from. While official historians have debunked that Vikings made an appearance in North America before Columbus did, the myth has persisted. And if it wasn't the Vikings, who did leave this mysterious rock, and what does it say? Creepy urban legends from across the US, Mississippi. This one's about Deer Island's haunted treasure. The ghost of Deer Island originates from an old pirate story. The story says that back in the 1920s, two men were fishing on Deer Island when they heard rustling in the bushes, which they assumed were just wild hogs. Eventually, they decided to check it out and encountered a headless skeleton. They ran back to their boat, and the skeleton followed them all the way there. According to the pirate story, there was a ship that sailed into Biloxi Bay and buried their treasure on Deer Island. The crew decided to behead one of their own and left his body behind to guard the treasure. Creepy urban legends, on to Missouri. We're talking about Zombie Road. The stories associated with Zombie Road outside of St. Louis are many. While the original name of the road was Lawler Ford Road, it started being referred to as Zombie Road in the 50s. This is perhaps due to the stories of a zombie killer, creepy guy who lived in a shack in the woods and would attack young lovers for looking for a place to be alone. As the years passed, the chilling stories continued, including ghosts, vanishing, and strange noises. One of the most spine-tingling may be the frequently told story about the ghost of a man who was hit by a train and now haunts the area. The chilling part is that there is a real story in which a wife of a local judge named Della Hamilton McCullough was actually hit by a train and died in 1876. Since there are no other records of anyone being killed by a train in this area, it is widely believed that Mrs. McCullough may be the actual famed ghost. If you guys like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more.